Say goodbye to split sauces, folks. Like, you don't need to live like that. Merry Crimbo, motherfuckers. It's Christmas Day, and so we've treated ourselves to a couple of tasty little crayfish from D&K Seafood in Footscray. If you haven't been there, go check it out. It's the wonderland of all things seafood, wagyu, foie gras, caviar, truffle, whatever you want. It's the place. Please sponsor me. So, for our crayfish, we've lit up the barbecue and we're going to make ourselves a wee little lemon beurre blanc. But we're going to do it a slightly cheaty way of making a lemon beurre blanc that anybody can make at home. I've got the hacks to make you seem like a gourmet fucking chef without years of training, pain, and burning yourself. So let's get into it. Make it good. Butter. Some mushroom sauce. Some white balsamic. Some ponzu. Some dashi soy sauce. This stuff is magic. About a cup of water and the biggest fucking lemon I've ever seen. We'll bang it all together and see what happens. Let's go. Pretty much going to freestyle this, but I'm going to say about a quarter of a cup of dashi soy, a couple of tablespoons of white balsamic vinegar, about the same with the ponzu, and this is going to be the base of our sauce, so I'm going to put in probably about a quarter of a cup. And then this is all going to be quite salty and overpowering, so we're going to run it down with some water. Nope. Yes, we're going to put our lemon juice in at the end because if you cook lemon juice, it kind of takes away from the freshness and makes it taste kind of shitty, like cordial or something. While that's heating up, we're going to dice our butter. Probably about, say, 200 grams of butter. Classically trained chefs around the world are going to fucking be rolling in their graves. We're going to make this in a blender. Butter in the blender. Give your lemon a good sort of roll and a press and a squeeze. Makes it easier to juice once you cut it. So just chuck the sieve down, just get all the seeds out. The lemons are too big for the squeezer. Right, so herein lies the hack, my friends. This stuff is xanthan gum. It's quite often used in gluten-free bread as a gluten substitute. What it is, it's an emulsifier. And so what it's going to do is we're going to be able to put a little bit of this stuff in, maybe like a third of a teaspoon. And then what it does, when you blitz it, it thickens, but it also emulsifies. So that means like the oil and the butter is going to be incorporated into the water-based liquids of our sauce, and it will never separate. So you can bring this stuff to a boil once it's made, and it won't split. Like a normal beurre blanc, you have to be really careful about the temperature of your butter, the temperature of your reduction. With this, you just fang it in the blender, and Bob's your auntie. So with this, we don't even need to make it a reduction because of the xanthan gum. We're just literally bringing it up to the heat so that it melts the butter, and we can emulsify it immediately in the blender. It's actually the opposite of fancy. It is rough as guts, but it works perfectly. And you can make any version of this sauce that you want. I make a hot sauce version for like my buffalo wings. Replace the mushroom sauce with Frank's hot sauce, and it's amazing. Like, never fails. Say goodbye to split sauces, folks. Like, you don't need to live like that. And as for all the haters out there who are going to say, you know, like, this is cowboy shit. Yes, it is cowboy shit, but it works. And it saves you time and money, so fuck you. Okay, so this is pretty much just come up to a little simmer here. We don't need to boil the shit out of it. That's just wasting time. We've already got it warm enough to melt the butter. So we're going to go into the blender. So if you want it thicker, add more xanthan. Also blend it for longer. The more you blend it, the more it activates the xanthan gum to a point. I think this is about right for our crays though. So we're going to put this aside, put it back in the pot and reheat it once our crayfish are barbecued. Xanthan will never set more than it's set now. And it's not heat dependent. You don't need to heat up xanthan gum to make it activate. You just need to blend the shit out of it, and it's magical. If you put too much xanthan in, it will turn into like glue, kind of gluey. So the texture of this stuff needs to be used in moderation, but it can be the miracle cure for your shitty sauces. Now comes the unpleasant bit. So we've had these fellas in the fridge overnight. They are pretty out to it. They're not gonna feel very much. We're gonna get our least favorite knife, and we're just gonna dispatch them real quickly between the eyes, straight down, and then forward. So we're just gonna split them down the middle. Get rid of the poop chute, because you don't want to be eating poop. Keep all that lovely coral, the mustard, whatever you want to call it, in the head. That's going to cook up and be fucking delicious. I was once working at a restaurant where we did a crayfish special, and I had to do 30 of those in a row. And let me tell you, it weighs on your conscience after a while. I think after about 15 to 15, you start to question things about life. The fragility of things. There we go. Christmas lunch fucking on the way. These guys are ready to go on the barbecue now. It's going to give them a little bit of oil and just a little bit of salt. Right, I'm going to go outside to our barbie. So that's how fresh we're talking. This guy's nerve endings are still twitching because of the salt. Kind of unsettling, really. Beautiful Christmas day here in Melbourne. We're going to have ourselves a little Christmas Day treat. We've got the barbie nice and hot. Just chucked a log of wood on, and we're just going to chuck these guys straight on, and then we're going to choke out this fire so that it doesn't burn the fuck out of the boys. Merry Xmas. So pretty lucky here to have Tasha's lush garden to pick from. Got parsley here, tomatoes, a bit of cheeky shiso around the place as well. So I'm just going to harvest a bit of this tarragon here. Do yourselves a favour, folks, grow your herbs, buy them from the supermarket. So because we've got a fuckload of shiso, I feel obliged to use it as often as possible. Also, this is really expensive to buy, and it grows like a weed, so just grow it. Just grow it good. See the shell's starting to go nice orange? That usually means that we're getting a little herbs here. Make a little package. Chop chop. Lovely, lovely golden brown on that guy. We're going to just a little bit of our sauce onto the crayfish, into that head cavity, just to give it some bit of moisture. Finish the cooking process. Fucking legit. Alright, and quick little peek in here. I reckon that's done. You kind of want to pull them off a little bit. See how that's just off white. Pull them off a little bit before because they'll keep cooking with the residual heat of the shell. Yeah, banging, I reckon. Go down the side of the shell just a little bit with the tongs. Either side of the meat. What we do is we kind of pull that up. She's a little bit hot. That is fucking favorite, friends. Pretty fucking special. Not every day you get to eat crayfish. I could have chosen to heat this up on a bigger element so it would be faster. but then there's less time for me to talk shit. So here you are, watching me stir a pot. What have you done with your life? What have you done with your life? You could be learning a skill right now, but you're not. You're watching me stir. That's on you. There you have it, Christmas Day crayfish. Really, what else do you want? This is the shit. Eat it. Make it good. Merry fucking Christmas to me. Ain't many things finer in life than this right here. Cheers everybody. Merry Christmas.